think anyone down south gives a shit about Scottish football.
Yeah, they don't.
They used to a degree, but nobody bats an eyelid. If you go to England, and even if you're talking about Celtic or Rangers, it's just not interested.
Yeah.
Nobody watches our games. Nobody watches the Old Firm game anymore. That's the sad reality.
Yeah.
Of it. Yeah.
And you're gonna kids, to get into like the youth part, to keep fans coming through and stuff like that. Like kids are gonna emulate what they see on telly and on YouTube and things like that, right? Probably more so YouTube than TV these days. So, if there's no footage of our games, or looking at players that are like at Hearts or Aberdeen or Dundee, like I want to be him, I want to be there. Unless you're, in that close knit family, your dad takes you to the games and you become that fan, and that still exists and is all well and good. But there's these kids aren't aspiring to play there, right? It's become a stepping stone. But on our point, I don't think there's anything wrong with the league making that use to their advantage. Let's make it a stepping stone. And I do think, I know you're talking about like Celtic, but I would argue that I think in the past few years, let's take Matt O'Reilly. I think Nicholas Kuhn, who they've obviously signed. There's been lots, but I do think they know, right, we'll get a little bit of cash for him in a couple of years' time. Like, he's decent, let's get him in or sell him in a year, and we'll just reinvest it with 3 more players, and we'll do it again. So I've said this for a while. I know the whole model over there is different, but the Bundesliga, as I said, you kind of know Bayern are going to win it, bar the last Leverkusen doing it, Dortmund with Klopp and stuff. But I watch those games on telly, and I listen to a lot of stuff about the Bundesliga and the fans, and you watch the intensity and the quality of the games are all really good. Mm-hmm. And as you said, there's a style, there's a clear embodiment of like what the German league is there, which makes it interesting. But, those teams like Dortmund, they're happy to be like, yeah, sure, like we know Bellingham will come here and in 3 years' time we'll sell him for 100 million to Real Madrid, right? Like, we're happy to do that and then reinvest the money. And it goes back to what you said earlier, being smart as a club, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And stop doing the same old things of going to League One and League Two and signing these guys that are 32 years old that are done, right? And they're not interested, and they're not making the league any more fun to watch or anything like that. So, and I think it's deterring a lot of people. This is a bit of a positive. I think it's deterring people to go to more local matches. Like I've been to a few Musselburgh and Hampton games over the course of the last couple of years, and hear people talk, and I talk about it, and they're like, this is actually more enjoyable than going to Easter Road or going to Pittodrie or that. Sometimes you can have a pie, you all go for beers before, beers after. Like, it's local. I feel like it's almost kind of driving people there, which isn't a bad thing. But we want to make sure that the top league does well. It's going to filter down to everybody else. Hopefully, you would hope so if the pyramid system works. I know that's not always the case, but we just need innovation, and I think you opening up the conversation is a good thing to do, and it had the impact for them to obviously look to have a vote and everything, like to at least have a discussion to maybe change it. But we definitely need to keep pushing it.
Yeah, thanks. And it's not just me. It's lots of there's a growing number of voices out there who are all kind of engaged in this conversation.
Sure.
And my job is I host the podcast. I'm trying to get the expert guests on really to tell me what needs to happen.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Bundesliga, exactly. It goes back to that earlier point of like, what do we want to be as a footballing nation in Scotland? Do we want to have, £20 tickets like they do in the Bundesliga? Yes, is the answer. Yes, we should find a way of doing that. Do we want to have amazing fan zones where families can all come out and have a great day out at the football and have fun before and after? Yeah. What a great idea. Can we find a way of doing that? I mean, some clubs are trying, things along those lines, but come on, let's look at what Germany's doing. And also, can we please get some pints as well?
Yeah, I was going to say, that was one of the things I didn't want to touch on. I was like, having a pint at a game. You make so many good points. You can go, Kendrick Lamar and SZA were just playing at Hampden. You can go and have beers when they're playing. Like, yeah, I get you. I mean, I've been to a couple of games in England and lower leagues on things like Stag Do's. You get a pint at halftime. Even been to Anfield, you can nip for a pint at halftime. Yeah, we need to change that too, man. We do need to change that. Yeah.
I had a couple of mates up from London a couple of years ago, and we went to the Hampden. I took them to the Scotland-Denmark game where we won 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Great game. But yeah, at the beginning of the game, they were like, "Okay, do you want a pint? I was like, "Mate, you can't drink."
Yeah.
It's Scottish football. They were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." There was a riot 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, really? You can't drink? I was like, do you like Bovril?
Yeah, you want a hot
I
bottle.
mean, honestly, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how is that still banned? And again, it's that closing down of the conversation. And come on, this is something that fans at least want to chat about. Let's trial it. Start in the lower leagues, see how it goes. And obviously, you're not going to serve pints at Celtic Rangers games.
Sure, of course.
That,
Fine. Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. Nobody needs that.
Yeah.
But let's try it at some lower league clubs and so lower risk matches and see how it goes. And again, if it doesn't work, you can take it away again.
Sure.
Fine.
Also, they do know that like when you go to games, everyone just sneaks bottles of bucket in there.
Well, this
anyway,
is
right?
it. Yeah, this is it. Which is so much worse because everyone's downing stuff and sneaking shit in, and just have it in a nice, controlled manner that everyone can kind of enjoy. And like I say, if it doesn't work, you can scrap it again. But it's been 40 years. Like it happened before I was born, and I'm an old man.
Yeah. Let's change it.
Yeah.
Let's change it, mate. So much needs changed. It's like it kind of just goes back to our point. We're slow on change. We don't want to have conversations. We're behind on so many aspects across so many different areas.
Is this making you depressed yet? This
No,
chat?
no. Because and do you know what? It's because I was in California, sunny beaches, palm trees, coaching football. And I still came back here because of the people. I came back because of the Scottish people and the Scottish culture, right? And little did I know I'd be getting into this type of stuff. Because everyone that meets Scottish people and everything like that, and people love it when they come here, and there's so many good things about it. And, we're talking about, something like football, but it's a big thing for people. It's people's livelihood, and if you take it away from them, and like as you say, ticket prices and things like that. I mean, just with how life is and what they're doing, everyone feels squeezed and giving up season tickets. I know a lot of people that are having to do that have gone for their whole lives, taking their kids. Their dad took them. Like we're losing that, and we don't. Even like I always say to my pals, let's go to Tynecastle this weekend. I'm not paying 40 quid to watch that shite, is what most of them say, right? And we're not. Let's just go to a game. Like let's just like go enjoy it. But I get it. They're like, I'm not paying 40 quid to watch that shit. Like let's just go to the pub and just get the atmosphere and not go to the game. And that comes into kind of a lot of what we talked about being able to have a beer and the quality being pretty poor. It's just I don't know, but we can change it.